It's time for the DeadCast.
Hello, one and all, it is I, SharnOfTheDEAD, and this is the DeadCast. As you can say, it's been resurrected because it's been a month, or maybe more than that. And as always, I'm joined by my buddy old boy, it's ChrisSumner. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello, he's there, it's good. It's actually quite nice. It has been a while, hasn't it, Chris? We haven't done one in quite a while.
Yeah, we've still caught up. We talk about games all the time. It's just we don't share it with the world.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, when we're in the evenings and stuff, but obviously getting a good hour aside to talk about video games is sometimes our schedules aren't always alright, but this time they are. And of course, we got a lot to catch up on because I haven't covered E3. I did a little vlog about something about Morpheus. But I haven't covered everything I wanted to, and I was in the process of making a video about it, but it was about 30 to 40 minutes long. Bit too long! Thought, you know what, I'll save it for the DeadCast. So, that's what we're doing.
Bit too long. That kind of sums up E3, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it did go on. I mean, it was good, and I think they all had strong points. Well, I'd say that loosely. One or two of them I didn't enjoy from the conferences, mainly Nintendo's Direct. I thought was just absolutely tripe. But I did think, in terms of like Microsoft, I thought Microsoft really pulled it out of the hat. They surprised me this year, and Sony had a nice one with some surprises. And Bethesda as well was, it's their first conference they've ever had. So we might as well jump into that one because that was actually the first conference that started everything off. And they showed off, whether you've seen it or not, Doom and Fallout 4 was their main games at the conference. And
Fallout 4 just kind of seems to be the belle of the ball at the moment.
Well,
it's just overshadowing everything.
It's out in November. And that was like, you never get an announcement, usually, of a big game like that, and be like, it's coming this year. And also with the fact that we had that, like, Watch Dogs, it's out this year. Actually, no, it's not. We're going to delay it till next year. And the amount of games, like Batman was meant to be out ages ago, that got delayed.
It's like Zelda.
Yeah,
it's never coming out.
Yeah, it's never coming out. But they've got a dedicated release date. It is coming out this year, and it's just a nice surprise. It was it took everyone by storm, really. That did. And
yeah,
Doom,
and you know me, you spend a lot of money on a lot of games. You get all the big things because you run the channel. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of friends who are like myself. We're a bit more frugal with the cash. We can't afford a new game every week. But I have friends who have told me Fallout 4 will get them to buy a next-gen console.
Yeah.
It's a big seller.
I mean, to be honest, if The Witcher 3 and Batman Arkham Knight isn't enough reason to buy a next-gen console by now, that should be the one that tips them over. It did look good. I mean, the trailer looked nice. I mean, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Fallout, but I can see why it appealed to a lot of people. I mean, I didn't really enjoy Fallout 3's story. I felt, just following Liam Neeson to clean some water, which is generally the main plot for that, was a bit stale.
Well, I loved 3. I loved 3, and I even got the DLC for it, which actually added a decent ending to it.
Yeah.
Because the vanilla ending's a bit rubbish. It just falls a bit flat. But I never got New Vegas, so I'm kind of hankering again for a Fallout game. So it seems like a good time for me.
I avoided New Vegas due to the fact it was just a buggy mess, and I was like, I'm not going to waste my money. I'm not going to use my money on this. A lot of people champion it, but of course, that game was better on PC due to the modding community and the people who actually made that game better. I mean, that's one of Fallout's main selling points. Is definitely on PC is that you can do what you like to it, and it was also announced that on Xbox One you'd have to use mods on Fallout 4, and I mean, everyone's really excited about this, but at the same time, you're not going to get graphical enhancement mods because the console's only going to do so much. This would be most likely if you wanted to play as a space marine or whatever, I mean, I'm not too sure how
it sounds like you can do a lot
work.
of things. You can do a lot of things with Xbox Ones these days, including playing on Xbox 360 games.
Yeah, backwards compatibility.
That was a big announcement.
Yeah.
I should have known that back when I bought my PS4.
Well, you know what? It's such a weird one. I mean, that's one of the biggest things to come out of E3 for a lot of people. But why didn't they just do that in the beginning? Why didn't they do that? Why has it took them this long to go, you know what, we can do that? Why not? If they came out, because like I was saying, if Microsoft started off, like when they announced the Xbox One, if this was like the way they were doing things now, they would have won a lot more people over. They lost a lot of their user base and fans from some of the stuff they pulled, especially, I'll never forget a conference where they must have mentioned TV, I don't know how many times. This was a really return to the top for them, and I think they actually, they impressed me, and I was like, damn, backwards compatibility.
Yeah, you've always hated on Microsoft whilst we've been doing the DeadCast.
Yeah.
You've always seen them just lagging behind.
Yeah.
But now you've realised you hate Nintendo more.
Yeah.
And they're actually winning you around a bit to the point where you want to sell your Wii U and you're considering getting an Xbox One. But for me, they've just taken so many U-turns and gone back on so many things they've said. They've turned around so much that they've just come back to the 360.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things though, but won me over more than just that. They've got the Rare Collection, 30 games, 30 quid. This involves Viva Pinata, it's got Viva Pinata, is it Cameo? I think that's right. It's got Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. All on, one disc. And I was like, that's amazing. That's great. That's a brilliant deal as well for all those great games. And I'd love to play through those. Also, Tomb Raider looked fantastic. They even though that is a timed exclusive, I'll probably end up getting that on PS4. But yeah,
it just means the PS4 version will have Game of the Year edition with extra content when it comes to us, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, like Plants v Zombies, because that got all the DLC and stuff. I mean, it's cool. I want to see more before my arm's truly twisted. I mean, like, they've had like 2 or 3 bad E3s in comparison to a lot of things. But this year they've definitely done well. But I'd like to see more, and maybe we'll see more at Gamescom later down the line. But yeah, they had a good.
Well, it's nice. It shows
conference.
you're not a fanboy. That Microsoft have actually been able to impress you, and you're actually turning around on them.
Yeah. But like I said, credit is due when it's warranted, and they earned some credit there. Of course, they had a good one. Sony had a good one as well. Well, that was quite funny with the Sony conference, because everything they more or less announced won't be out for another 2 or 3 years. So, like, the Final Fantasy remake, Shimune 3. Hopefully, Last Guardian was a big one next year.
That's never happening. That's the new.
I can't believe that. I can't. Every year we've said, "Oh, is the Last Guardian going to be announced?" No, it's not, and it's never going to happen. But this year they opened with it. And I was just like, holy shit. They've
too little, too late.
Oh, no. It looks lovely. The game looks great.
I loved Shadow of the Colossus, but too little, too late.
Nah.
We've moved on. The world's moved on from giant griffin kittens.
No. People want it, and I'm glad, because it's something different to everything that's coming out.
Glad to see we see eye to eye on this.
No. I mean, Shadow of the Colossus is a brilliant game, but I want to see more of The Last Guardian, and hopefully we will at Tokyo Game Show. I reckon that would be where that's shown, because Sony aren't having a conference at Gamescom this year. They're skipping that because they're going to have the PlayStation Experience as well as TGS. So that's what they're doing. But yeah, that was good. They showed a really interesting game though, and this is probably one of my favourite games aside Uncharted 4, which bloody the tits. Horizon. I think it's called Horizon New Dawn or something like that, and it's by the guys
one with the cave lady.
Yeah, the cave lady fighting robot dinosaurs. It not only did it look,
as you do,
not only did it look amazing, the gameplay actually seemed quite fun as well. And
it looked different. It looked like an original, intellectual property for once, rather than a sequel.
Yeah, and because those guys, all they've done is make Killzone. It's for like ages, and it's nice to see them go away from that and make something else. So I'm really excited about that. Ratchet and Clank, give a shout to that. That was lovely. But yeah, there was a great E3. I think obviously you had a few favourites though.
Yes,
from EA.
I reckon. Yeah, Yeah, well, EA did well for me. So if I just give you a quick rundown of my top 3,
Go.
It's probably For Honor, the Vikings versus Knights versus Samurai.
Oh yeah, that Ubisoft
that looks
game.
great.
Yeah,
That looks fantastic. Ubisoft had a lot of things that I like this year.
South Park.
Next, South Park was good, but I still haven't played Stick of Truth, so
hopefully
I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Hopefully that'll come over. Fingers crossed.
But my number two is probably Plants vs Zombies, the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Garden Warfare 2. I loved that trailer. They got Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone. A lot of gameplay. Looks like they've just taken the game they've already got, which we love and we won't shut up about, and they've just added more content, more characters, and they've kind of flipped it so you see it from the zombies' point of view now. So, which is a nice twist. And then number 1 is the game that's always number 1 of all my lists. It was my number 1 most anticipated game of this year on the very first DeadCast. It's Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Oh yeah. You know, I tell you now, right? When I watched that, it was amazing. I had the headphones on, and I felt like I was in a Star Wars movie watching that game.
If you go back and listen to me saying why I was excited for that game in the very first DeadCast. I said I love the way that EA do their online. I love the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. If they could take that horde mode from Mass Effect 3 and say, throw it on Hoth, and the walkers are coming to you, the AT-AT walkers are coming, and you've just got to last, and then just get away before they destroy the base, that'd be perfect. That is exactly the trailer they showed.
Yeah.
So they are delivering exactly what I want, so I'll be very happy.
I mean, it looked great. It looked absolutely tremendous from what they showed. Apart
from Luke had the wrong colour lightsaber.
Yeah, no, a lot of people picked up on that. I noticed that as well.
Come on, guys. You got it right in the second game. How can you get it wrong in the third one?
Yeah. I mean, it was great. It was fun presented. As always, they kind of give you an idea of what it could be like. I love the TIE fighters, A-wings, next wings flying around. That was awesome. And it looks really exciting. And I hope when we get to play it, it's as fun to play as it was to watch. Because that's the thing, like Battlefield Hardline, when they announced that, it looked fun, but playing it was dull as anything. It was just dull.
Yeah.
And one of my concerns is, was this going to be like Battlefield with a Star Wars skin? You know, but it's more.
No, it looks like it's its own thing. Yeah. It's got great sound design, those actual sound effects from the movies, the John Williams music, and it just, when you saw that snow battle, and you also saw the battle in the Sand Gorge on the horde mode, it just looked fantastic. They had little Admiral Akbar, the fish admiral from the rebel side. He actually looked like they'd just got live action footage of that puppet.
Yeah.
It looks like they just included it in. It just looks so perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number one. That's my number 1 most anticipated most anticipated game of the year. Still, and after all these months.
You know, I'm just really impressed. They've won me over with that trailer. I'm just thinking, you know what? Can't wait now to get that. And with this year, there's some big games coming out now, and there's big games that came out. I can't wait. There's 2 other things I would speak about before we move on to stuff. Might as well explain why I wasn't happy with Nintendo.
Yes.
I sat and watched that Nintendo Direct, and you know, you're at E3. You want to show new stuff. You want to wow people. And what do? They become a Jim Henson's Muppet Show.
Yay!
Which, alright, yeah, a bit of humour, it's always good. And then they all go on about games that they announced 2 or 3 years ago. Xenoblade. Oh, we finally have a release date. Wicked. Oh, here's a dev diary.
When the Last Guardian does it, it's fine. But when Nintendo do it, oh no.
No, that's whole different. That was going through development hell. This wasn't. What's going on with these guys is that they're just talking about games that announced ages ago because they ain't got nothing else. I mean, Zelda wasn't there. Oh, look, I mean, not in that, which really grinds my gears about Nintendo. All the good games seem to be on the 3DS. Like, I would have thought, hey, maybe they would have said Majora's Mask. You know, when they ain't got Zelda Wii U coming out this year, but we're going to bring the remastered version of Majora's Mask to Wii U. That'd have been cool.
Yes, whilst we're talking about Zelda, I can pick up on that. And I've got mixed feelings. One, I was upset that the Zelda U, we still don't have a title for it, wasn't featured at all. It looks like that's just getting pushed back to whatever the next console is.
Yeah, an X,
which
whatever.
gives you less reason to buy a Wii U. And I'm still so tempted. I still haven't bought one, but literally an hour before we recorded this podcast, I was in my local Sainsbury's and I picked up the box and I was looking at it, so I'm still tempted. But whilst they're putting all the focus to the 3DS, yeah, there's less reason to buy one.
Yeah.
But as a Zelda fan, though, I was excited to see that they've got 2 new Zelda games coming to the 3DS. One is, I say new, it's the port of Hyrule Warriors for 3DS with some exclusive content. That seems nice. And the other Zelda handheld for the DS, what was it called?
I don't know. It's like you had different links in it and stuff. I mean,
yeah, but I like the look of it because it looked like Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
But in a Zelda skin, and that's good to me. It doesn't have to be the most original thing.
Even was it the Paper Mario game as well? That looked great, and that was on 3DS, and it almost felt like Nintendo treat the Wii U how Sony treat the Vita, which is completely backwards.
Sorry, just the record, it's Zelda something about Triforce Heroes.
Triforce Heroes, yeah. But you know, they treat the Wii U like Sony treat the Vita. Like, there's barely any big games. Yoshi's Woolly World. There was Yoshi's Woolly World, Xenoblade, Mario Maker, which does look good. But again, it'll be interesting. You know, I'd like to see how that's going to pan out.
So would you say for yourself then, Nintendo had the worst conference of E3?
Yeah. The reason is just that they had no surprises. It felt lazy, because they're having these directs all the time. It's like they could have made more of an effort for E3 to maybe have some surprises, but they had nothing. They had like a 5 to 6 minute thing at the end of people singing the Mario song or whatever, which was just like, why are you doing this?
There was one surprise. It's like, you can't get amiibos? Don't worry, we're making Skylanders now.
You can use your amiibos.
We're not even pretending
Skylanders
to be original.
Yeah,
we're full on ripping them off now. If you can't beat them, join them. We're making Skylanders now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the whole of that direct for me felt like a car crash. It was just dev diaries, which no one really cares about. People just want to see the games. They want to see announcements. They want to see interesting things. If I want a dev diary, I'll go on YouTube and check their thing. You know, I just felt that it was so just appalling. It was terrible. I expect better from Nintendo, and they're just like Star Fox, and that this is coming from E3 It plays like utter shite. And it doesn't look very nice. I mean, you look at Mario Kart 8, it's a beautiful looking game. Looks lovely. Mm-hmm. Star Fox in comparison looks like it was made for the Wii. I don't know what they're doing. And then they're just saying, you can move around using it. I don't want to move my Wii U around. I just want to play the game normally. That's what a lot of people want to do. That's one of the things that annoyed me with Captain Toad, having to move the thing around all the time during certain bits. And
the gamepad.
Yeah, the gamepad. I honestly, I thought for the big so-called big game for this year, which is Star Fox, it looked very disappointing, very disappointing. And did you know there's a petition?
Points.
There's a petition at the moment. This is insane. It sounds like something like 25,000 signatures to cancel the 3DS version of Metroid.
Well, you know what?
So bad.
Video gamers are a entitled, whiny little bunch.
Right, but this is Nintendo fanboys.
I seem to remember a certain game called Mass Effect 3, possibly the greatest ending to a trilogy of all time. And people were very outraged at that, and they thought they had certain entitlements because it was their favourite franchise. No, Nintendo can do what they want, really.
Well, if they want to
make a weird little Metroid game, they can.
Give it to them. Nintendo fans will usually defend IPs, defend their console. They're very proud of their console, but for them to react like this, that means, if you're pissing off your prime fan base, that speaks a lot.
Well, that's the thing. It's not their console, it's Nintendo's console. They can do what they want with it.
But they can do what they want.
They are making some strange business decisions.
They're making some terrible business decisions.
They are kind of going the way of Apple, really.
Playing
as
it
a
safe.
company. They're just kind of making their own way. They're distancing themselves from the way the rest of the competitors do it. They have their own Nintendo Directs. We have their own Nintendo shows. We don't really need E3. We're going to present it our own way. And that's a bit worrying, because I really don't like the way Apple does things.
Yeah.
But, surprisingly, for me, Nintendo wasn't the worst press conference of E3.
Really?
For me, yep. And it's probably just more a testament to my taste more than anything. But Square Enix, I just really didn't care.
Actually, you know what?
I really didn't care.
Them two were close to each other in terms of what was worse, and I was jostling, but because Nintendo's Nintendo and not a publisher, that's why they were the worst, because I expect something from better from a company to present. Whereas Square Enix, they're a publisher, they've done this before, and this was a terrible E3 for them. They did announce some cool, like Hitman. They showed some more, bits and bobs. But
the reason I put Square Enix at the bottom is just Kingdom Hearts. That was awful.
See, I like Kingdom Hearts.
I know you're excited about it, but I just thought that was an awful trailer. It's just, you've got this amazing license where you can mix Square Enix characters and Disney, and you can have so much fun with that, and they're not. I didn't see, other than like Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the standard ones that you know are going to be in the game, I didn't see a single Disney character in that trailer. I saw lots of androgynous, Square Enix-y looking teenagers, which they focus on way too much. But they didn't have any Disney characters. I didn't really see any Final Fantasy characters in that trailer, really, either.
I'm not overly
I mean, it's good that they're trying to make their own story,
stuff.
but when you've got the license to use these characters, use them. Otherwise, what's the point?
I don't know. I swear I see something. I knew that what type of Disney characters will be in this, and
they showed the Tangled level and the tower, but show us Rapunzel, show us Flynn Rider, give us that moment, like at the end of the Star Wars trailer where you see old Han Solo and he says, "Chewie, we're home," and then the fans go wild. Show us Rapunzel just smacking Sora in the face with a frying pan because he's an idiot. Give us that.
Well, there's still more to be seen about that game, and I enjoyed the first game. I never played the second one. I never had a chance, but I enjoyed
terrible.
the first one. It had some great worlds, and the Disney themed worlds that you never even got to because you gave up before halfway.
Yeah, I wanted to love it.
Better.
I wanted to love it, but it was such a terribly designed piece of crap that I couldn't.
Oh well.
And I used to work for Disney.
Where it ends on this one, I love Kingdom Hearts, so I thought it's brilliant. But anyway, moving away from there's one thing. This is the last game of E3.
This is your last E3, yeah.
My last game of E3 I want to talk about, which wasn't in a conference. It just had its own 6-minute trailer, and after seeing this 6-minute trailer and the gameplay as well, I reckon this will probably get Game of the Year, and this is Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
Oh.
It looked freaking incredible. And Kojima, he knows how to... this guy, if they let him make a movie, he'd make a good one, I reckon, but the way he combines cinema with gaming, it's just done so well, and it looks so interesting. And
the way he combines women with a lack of clothing, it's just visionary.
Well, no, there's a reason why she's like that. Because
it sells to teenage boys, that's why.
I don't think so. There is a reason. I can't remember what it was. She
it's
turns
Sniper
invisible.
Wolf all over again.
She turns invisible. Well, Sniper Wolf was fully clothed. But
but her zip was halfway down her stomach and she just wasn't wearing a bra underneath.
Well, this is Japanese game design at the end of the day. I mean, what do you expect? It's...
Ooh, controversial.
Well, that's how it is. It's this game I quickly looked at. It was in this Japanese sale, and it was you play as 4 girls who are like singers, and you go off to save the world, and you can actually
Final Fantasy X too.
No,
there you go.
No, that is one of them. No, but I mean this game. Oh, I'll tell you about it now because before I get back onto Metal Gear, it's just Japan. Do different things to us. The reason Quiet is in a bra and knickers, we don't know. It's just, but she spends most of the game invisible, so...
There you go. That's just the way it is. She's like dating Predator, that's just the way it is.
Kevin Bacon. Right, where is it? Omega Quintet. And you can actually pan the camera down, and then the girl go, "Oh, don't look at my knickers." What the fuck?
Well, to be fair, that's been part of gaming since Resident Evil 4. With Ashley.
Yeah. Oh dear. But that that's how they do stuff. But outside,
you actually, speaking of perving on fictional girls in video games, that was an achievement that people got on Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah.
If they looked up her skirt, they had an achievement that came up. So that was basically a mark of shame. If anyone did it, it'd be on their profile forever. And you know what? If you look on my achievements, I do not have that achievement.
Good man without restraint. But no, back to Phantom Pain.
Because I don't need to look up virtual dresses. Back to Phantom Pain.
Back to Phantom Pain. It does look phenomenal. Storytelling looks incredible. It's very bloody, dark, gritty, and I reckon this could be the best Metal Gear Solid to date. And it's been under a lot of stuff with Kojima leaving Konami and all that, and wiping his name off everything. But we all know this will be his last game, and just watching that trailer just makes you think, damn, this looks like the real deal. And
before all the controversy came out, before we had all this issue with Konami and Kojima, he did issue a statement saying this was going to be the last one in the Metal Gear series. So, before this trouble became public, he knew it was the last one he was going to make anyway. So he wants to go out with a bang. And it's got the perfect advert at the moment. On PS Plus, you can get Ground Zeroes for free.
Exactly.
That's a perfect piece of advertisement.
Yeah, perfect piece. It gets you all ready. Because, just think, you got July and August, and then 1st of September, Metal Gear. And it's going to be big. I mean, I definitely say... I mean, of course, it's got some competition for Game of the Year. You got the likes of The Witcher 3, which, without a doubt, at the moment, is the best game I've ever played. Batman Arkham Knight could make it. Fallout 4, that's another contender. And you got Phantom Pain. Oh, and Bloodborne. So
and Star Wars Battlefront 3, the greatest game ever that hasn't come out yet.
I think it will do well. I don't think that'll get Game of the Year though. Not with those not with those big games. But might as well.
It'll get my special sticker.
Might as well talk about what we've been playing. And I've been talking too much. So you tell me what you've been playing, Chris. And
okay, well, aside from the usual stuff of me playing every Zelda game I can get my hands on, still stuck on Twilight Princess, but I'll get through it. The game that I can really talk about, that we've both played, and we've both enjoyed, is Lego Jurassic World.
Ring.
Because whenever we have our chats, our little private chats about gaming that we don't record, the one problem I keep saying is I just don't have the time to play these long story-based games. Like Bloodborne, I absolutely loved it, but I've not made any progress. I'm barely through it. I don't think I'm even a third through that game, and I haven't picked it up in months. I'm not trading it in. I'll probably come back to it one day, but I needed something that I knew I could complete quite quickly.
Right.
So I traded in Borderlands. We were playing quite a lot of Borderlands, but that got old quick, so I traded in Borderlands, got it for £22, which is a pretty good price, and I've loved it. I've finished the main campaign, but the best thing about LEGO games is you can go back and play them in free play mode and unlock loads of new stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. It's a love letter to Jurassic Park fans, and Jurassic Park's my favourite movie of all time. It's a great advert for Jurassic World, which seems to be your favourite film of the year. You absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it as well, but you went crazy for it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
But yeah, it's just a fun game, loads of nice little references, like Ian Malcolm's dinosaur laugh. It's just fantastic. It's fantastic, and it's a lot of fun. Mr. DNA's there giving you dinosaur facts. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of nostalgia, and I'm loving it. And it just proves again, LEGO know what they're doing when they make a game. This is when we spoke in our top 10 movie games about LEGO games. I said I'd love it if they could do what they've been doing recently and take the actual dialogue from the film, but if they could go back to the old school LEGO Star Wars or LEGO Indiana Jones gameplay mechanics where they'd have a hub world and you could just stay in the hub world, because I like the Lord of the Rings one, but you couldn't really backtrack very well in it. Yeah. And this one has the perfect hub world. It has the actual island with Jurassic World and Jurassic Park on the same island, and I just love it.
Well.
It's perfect love note to me, and it seems to hint. They always hint at what the next game's going to be. There was a dinosaur at the end of Lego Batman Beyond Gotham.
Yeah.
you didn't pick up on this, but I told you this morning, there is the DeLorean from Back to the Future in the background of one of the cutscenes in Jurassic Park 3 in this game.
I
think that's a perfect fit for LEGO, because it's a family-friendly trilogy. Lots of key set pieces, lots of fun, memorable characters. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be a great choice, because you were discussing what films you'd love to see get the LEGO treatment, and you said you'd love to see Terminator. And although that'd be fun, it's not a film that families watch together. It's Source Certificate 18 stuff. So I don't think that's likely to happen. I mean, believe me, I'd love the Alien collection done.
Oh yeah, that'd
in
be
LEGO.
quite fun.
Could you imagine going in as Vasquez?
They could
made
do
of Lego.
See, that's the thing.
Going Let's Rock.
Like Lego, it's a license to print money, and the amount of things they can do now, like Back to the Future trilogy, it's a dead cert. It's going to happen. It will happen. That is, I reckon that'll be their next big. That'll be next to the game. Although we've got Lego Dimensions coming, which is going to combine all of them. It's technically Disney,
which has already shown a digital Lego version of Marty McFly, which shows they've already modelled him. That's more of a suggestion they are going to make Back to the Future. But other than Lego, I have been playing, as usual, the free games on PlayStation Plus. One of the games that I was most excited to see came out on PlayStation Plus was Skulls of the Shogun. It's a favourite of mine.
Good treat.
We played that. We had a 3-hour battle royale.
3 hours.
And who won that game, Sean?
You did?
Yes, I did. And, I was losing in the middle, wasn't I, Sean?
Yeah.
I only had 2 men left, and you had a gigantic army.
Yeah.
And so did our buddy Elaine, but who had the best strategy? Who came back? Like a sly dog.
I don't really want to talk about it.
That was me. And I love the fact that Skulls of the Shogun is free to all users on PlayStation Plus at the moment, because it means that game's finally getting an audience, an online community. But the month's not even over yet, and I tried to get a game the other day, and I was waiting for a while. So I think it's going back to that same state it was stuck on 360.
It would be a shame
because where the die-hard people play it, but no one else really does.
It's a really good strategy game. If you love XCOM, that's probably the closest thing to XCOM you'll get on PlayStation at the moment. Because it's also
very similar to a real-time strategy as well.
Yeah, it's one of the best strategy games to play. Turn-based strategy. It's got a great sense of humour. It's got a lengthy campaign. Lots of multiplayer.
And it's incredibly
options.
well balanced.
Yeah.
The thing that always astounds us is there's always the chance to make an amazing comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've had some great battles before. It's just to take a long time, depending how you play.
3 hours. 3 hours.
Not always.
And I'm yet to find a challenger worthy of my skill.
Yeah, okay. But
my glory, my prowess on the battlefield. And it's nice because with the Bonafide edition, it's ranked, so you can see people who are higher levels, so you can get a fairer competition.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good game. I think it's one of the best PS Plus offerings. One of the best PS Plus offerings we've had in ages, because we got 4 games. I mean, Super Exploding Zoo, which was all right, I suppose. Ground Zeroes, Skulls of Shogun, and I was talking about it earlier.
It's similar to Race the
Futuridium.
Sun.
Futuridium. Yes. Yeah. Great offering, and I can't wait to see what we get next month.
They're doing well. They could say, you know what, we're taking a month off next month.
Yeah.
We're not giving any games away free, and they'd still be in my good books because they've been doing that well.
Exactly, and not in that. From now on, we'll be getting our games on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday. So
one day earlier. Ding, ding, ding.
Like the US, because it was annoying. The US always got the games on a Tuesday, and we had to wait till the next day. That's not the case anymore, which is good because it makes sense that we get them the same day. And I've noticed that's that's almost as if it started already, because a lot of the games I downloaded were available on a Tuesday evening rather than a Wednesday afternoon. And I've noticed that certain games are starting to appear on the store on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays, which works. I'm not going to complain. That's great. And some cracking games, to play. So I think I know what August's game is. It's Super Meat Boy, because I know that's coming to PS4. That was announced recently. Yeah. PS4 and Vita. Which, Super Meat Boy on the Vita. That's a match made in heaven. That is something that's been I've been waiting for. But yeah, it's been big games. I mean, I've been playing.
But yeah, you're the one who's been playing the big games.
Yeah, I've been playing the big games.
Little indie games. You've been playing the AAAs.
You've been playing the baby games. Jurassic Park. It's for babies.
You've been playing it, Jurassic World. You love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's great. It's great fun. But yes, I've been playing two of the biggest games of the year so far, and that's The Witcher 3 and Batman: Arkham Knight. And I'll throw it out there right now. Witcher 3 is a better game than Arkham Knight. Easily, hands down. There's so much going on in the world of The Witcher. It's beautifully presented. It looks amazing. The story is compelling. Do you know what? There's more story in a side quest in The Witcher 3 than the entirety of Destiny. It's like, there's so much to that game. It's just great, and just going around and exploring is just brilliant. And Geralt is a fantastic protagonist. It's almost like he's the Batman of medieval times, of medieval Europe. They do share some traits in that way, but he's more of a womanizer than Bruce Wayne, I think. Definitely sex on unicorns and stuff. But anyway, it is definitely one of the best games I've played. If you haven't played The Witcher 3...
I got to play it. I got to play it through the miracle of share play.
Share play.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was a bit shaky, the connection, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it's honestly, better than nothing.
Yeah, honestly, if you haven't played The Witcher 3, if you're on the fence, buy it. If you love Game of Thrones, you will love The Witcher 3. It's that simple. Because a lot of people compare it. It's like, it's a shitty world full of shitty people who are just horrible to everybody. Just a bit like Game of Thrones, really. And
yay.
Yeah, it's great. If you love that type of stuff, you love that fantasy
Lego Game of Thrones.
Oh my god.
That could be amazing.
But yeah, I'd say The Witcher 3 is absolutely outstanding. But outside, Batman Arkham Knight, it's the best Batman game to date. I loved Arkham Asylum, and I loved that because it was linear, so you could follow the story. But there were some moments in it, the boss battles weren't very good.
Yeah, it was very video gamey, but I loved Arkham Asylum more than Arkham City. Arkham City was good, but I loved Asylum more.
Yeah, Arkham City I played for so long, and then once it gave me such a bad head, I was sick. I never played it again. I have got it for the Wii U. I've not played it on the Wii U. That's the Armoured Edition, but I've not played it since. And now
I played it all the way through, and I've got to say that ending, not to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't got to the ending, but that ending really sets this up as a different Batman universe. It's its own thing now. And it's willing to take risks, and I respect that. Does that kind of carry over into the third one? Or fourth one, if you don't count Origins?
I've got to say, don't count Origins. That's not a Rocksteady game. And I won't count that in. I'd say Origins is its own game. It's alright. It's not terrible, but it's not a Rocksteady game. And this is, and they understand Batman better than anyone. And the things that happen in this are incredible. It had me, I almost dropped my controller at one moment. I was like, holy shit, that just happened. And also there's moments, it makes you jump. It's actually it has jump scares in it. And they come when you least expect it. And it's not a good thing when you're playing it at 3 a.m. in the morning. It really isn't, when you've got your headphones
Batman,
on.
He uses fear to frighten the cowardly criminals.
And I've got to say, right, visually, this game, at moments, it looks like it's CGI. It looks like, you're watching, when you play in the older games and they're like the cutscene, and all this fancy CGI. That's all in game. It's all in game. It just looks so nice. The world.
So if Pixar made a video game, it'd be this.
Oh well, yeah, very dark, but it is incredibly done. The combat's great. The Batmobile, it's cool, but it's forced in a little bit too much. They've gamed it too much.
Like the bow in Tomb Raider that I hate.
Yeah. So there'd be many missions that you'd have to do where you have to use the Batmobile. You have to do these races you have to do for the Riddler. Underground races. I don't know why that's there, but they're extremely stressful, and the final race will probably make you yell, swear, shout, which it did for me, but I did beat it in the end.
That's the thing when when Bruce's parents were dying in that alley. His father made him promise, use your fortune for good, become a hero, do lots of cool races and shit. That's what he made him promise, so he had to.
Do lots of cool races for the Riddler. But there is a reason you have to do him. He's got, like, a hostage. You need to free them. Yeah, hostages. They're the answer to everything. But there's some really cool, villains in this game. They look great. Everything just looks lovely. I mean, without a doubt, this is another reason to buy a new-gen console, because it looks incredible. This couldn't have been done on the PS3 or 360.
A visual treat.
So good. Yeah, it is a visual treat. The story's great. I mean, I wish I could go into it more, but literally, I wouldn't, because it just spoiled the game. It's just as you play through it, and you're just like, wow, this is cool. Wow, that's cool. Oh, wow. Oh, that's happening. I don't know. It's done really well, and they I don't know how they do it. They just nail certain things, and it just flows so well. Yeah, it's definitely a very enjoyable game, and I'm really enjoying it. I'd say I've been playing for about 20 hours, maybe more. 20. I was playing it from
Sounds good.
8 till 4 or 5 a.m. this morning.
Well, it's something I know I'm going to play eventually, but like I say, with the amount of work I've got recently, I can only kind of dip into little casual games. So there's no point in me getting it now, but I know I will play it.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's not as big as The Witcher 3. Witcher 3, I've put in 130-40 hours. I've not beat that game.
Yeah, you say that. How far would you estimate you are through the campaign?
In The Witcher 3, I've just reached Skellig, which is like the third set of islands. That's about it. I did a few things there, but I've still got a way to go from what I can tell. But yeah,
would you say you're about halfway through, or three-quarters through?
Probably three-quarters through, if I'm in Skellig by now. Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
But yeah, for like 140 hours of gameplay, and there hasn't been a moment where I've gone, I'm getting a bit bored of this. It's just been like, wow, look at that. Oh, look. You know what?
For the amount of
this
crap
awesome.
that I gave it, I might have to play what's it called? The game that lasted 8 hours with the werewolves.
Game that lasted 8 hours with the werewolves?
In London. You played it. You reviewed it.
Oh, The Order 1886. Yes.
Yes, I might have to play The Order 1886, because I just don't have the time to play
you know what? Yeah,
large games these days.
Not every game needs to be 40 hours long, because some people just ain't got the time for it. And that's the truth. Of course, if a game could be beaten in 5 or 6 hours, is it worth £40, £50? That was the argument that people have been making
if only
recently.
there was a way if only there was a way to like kind of adjust the price accordingly. I don't think any game should be over £40. I've always felt that way. I think that's still asking a bit much when you consider we're grown men, we can afford it.
Well, I'll give a good shout.
Can afford it, but when a majority of the characters are young kids and teenagers and they're asking for this much money, it's not feasible.
I'll give a good shout if you're still listening. if anyone's made it this far, thank you for sticking with us. Simplygames.com. That's a site I use pretty much all the time now. 9 times out of 10, they're cheaper than everywhere else. I got Lego Jurassic World for £33 from that site. I got Batman for £38 from that site. And it's like, when it comes to saving £5 to £10, I will definitely do that. And sometimes they deliver it early. They'll deliver a day early, or you'll get it on the day. And yeah, they're absolutely brilliant. They really are. And honestly, simplygames.com, and also they've got some great bundle deals on there as well. And yeah, it's one of the best websites I've used in a while. So I keep forgetting to leave them feedback to say thanks for the good delivery and stuff. But yeah, they are very good. I'll pop a link in the description so you can check them out, because their prices are usually better than Amazon, and definitely better than Game. Batman was like £55 in Game. I'm not going to pay that. Or 50 quid or whatever. I'm not going to pay that for a game. Not if I can get it for 38. Then they wonder why they've got stores closing down. It's stupid. But yeah, I'd recommend Batman. Obviously, if you're a fan of Batman, you will enjoy it. For newcomers, it is fun. It does reference Arkham City a lot, though. And there was a few things that I didn't really know. I didn't know who the hell certain characters were, Anarchy and all that, but it like mentions them from the last game, and so that was a bit lost on me. So yeah, it does follow on from that, but it's not overbearing. It's like you need to know what's going on. And also,
has it got the penguin?
Oh yeah, the penguin's in it and Two-Face.
Good. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, and the opening of the game is brilliant. Just what you have to do at the beginning, and it looks so good visually. I'm just like, this looks real. This is incredible.
Well, for those who've played it, I've seen the very, very opening, the very first visual. To quote Bane, "The fire rises."
Oh right. So you have. I took my time doing that, Chris.
That's all I've seen. So I thought that was great, and that's a great.
I started and stopped,
teaser.
And you could see the details. Put it that way.
Okay.
I was like, wow, that's pretty. That's graphic. But it's so much fun to do it. I was like, it's really cool. Yeah, I've got. It is great. It's one of the best games of the year, without a doubt. For me, I think The Witcher 3. The only rival The Witcher 3's got is Phantom Pain. I think Fallout 4 will be ace, but I don't think that'd be Game of the Year. I really do think it's out of Witcher 3 and Phantom Pain.
Yeah, but has the Phantom Pain got a little mobile game that we can download right now?
Yeah, I can't. Not on the. You have to have an iPhone. Can't do it on Android.
I didn't know that. Oh, screw it then. Worse, forget it.
Fuck Fallout
Witcher
Shelter.
it is.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, you can have a dog. You find a puppy, I mean, you take it back to base, and it grows into a dog, and that has an eye patch, and it's just like, yeah, this game's awesome. I can't wait to play Phantom Pain. Devil Dog or something it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks so good. I'm very excited about that. But what else have we been playing?
The dog's called Archon.
Archon. Oh, what a cool name.
Archon. Raiden. Colonel Campbell. So the dog's called.
Colonel Campbell. Oh, it's not him though. It's not David
Hayter. It's big Hollywood star Keith Sutherland.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the trailers, you don't hear his voice once. I have to wonder how much talking he actually does in this game.
Well, maybe it's because it's actually secretly David Hayter.
No, I don't know. It'd be cool if it was, but...
and that's why he fell out with Kojima. Because
I mean, a lot of people
they wanted Keith Sutherland and he wanted Hayter.
Maybe, but a lot of people say it wouldn't have made sense if Hayter was Big Boss, because Solid Snake and Big Boss are two different people. But
yeah, that's my argument.
I just like the sound of his voice more than Keith Sutherland. I don't know.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Oh, yeah, it's just one of those things. I just like the sound of his voice. It's a bit weird, I suppose, but yeah, that's about it, really. I can't think if I've ever been playing anything else. I haven't downloaded.
No, I'm just
Life is Strange. I haven't played any more of, which I do want to get back into. And I tried playing PlanetSide 2 because that's appeared out of nowhere. A wild PlanetSide 2. Because I was in Cornwall the other week, and so I never got to play it. And I booted it up. I was like, I'll give this a go. Big open warfare. Can't connect to the server. I played a menu screen for about 20 minutes. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait another month.
Can you give us your review of the menu screen?
Menu's 3 out of 10. Because you just select a character, you select his face. There's no really deep customization, and then it just says join server. And I was thinking, well, is there going to be anything to explain what I'm doing?
You actually gave it a review. I was being sarcastic, but thank you. You actually did give the menu screen an honest review. Thank you.
I take everything into consideration. Like, you choose a faction. There's 3 factions, right? The only thing I could tell the difference between the factions is what they was wearing and the music that played with their picture. There wasn't any information about who they were, what they do, why they're doing it. It was just literally, check this guy, he's in red, this guy's in blue, and this guy's in another colour, and he's got like rock music, he's got like sci-fi music, and he's just got like mellow music. And I was like, that tells me nothing.
Speaking of 3 factions, though, there's a game that has completely been forgotten. You've forgotten it. You played it. You owned it. You've traded it in. Elder Scrolls Online.
I have been playing that. Yeah, I guess.
That just came and it's been forgotten already.
Yeah. See, I traded in Borderlands towards that, and I picked that up, and I was like, it's Elder Scrolls on, it should be good. And you know what? It's dull. It's so dull. And I have played MMOs before. I played the Star Wars MMO. But I can't remember. The Old Republic.
Old Republic.
And that was great. Loved it. Really got into it. Played it quite a lot. But this, just going around, I was quite interested because it's got the voice of Dumbledore. I can't remember his name.
Michael Gambon.
Yeah, and also I think Stephen Fry, I heard his voice, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
It's got what's her name, Kate Beckinsale as well. Yeah. It's got a good and Malcolm McDowell. It's got a good voice cast, but unfortunately not the best game.
I just don't give a shit what anyone's saying to me. It's just like, skip all the thing to find out what my next quest is. Go to quest, kill something, go back, get your reward, rinse, repeat times 1,000, and. I just, it's cool. There's all people running around, and you can join in together and that. But I just got bored of it so quickly, and it didn't sink. Like I got really immersed into Skyrim's world, and I really enjoyed that game. I played that for ages. But online, it's got different. The moments of the game look lovely, and then other moments was just like, this just looks really, really crap, and. I mean, it probably sounds harsh because it's a massive game. This game is huge because it has all the different areas you can visit: Morrowind and Skyrim and Tamriel. It's massive. But yeah, I burned out on it really quickly, and I was thinking, you know what, this isn't for me. So I wouldn't recommend it to anyone personally.
Fair enough.
I think it's something. It's very time consuming.
It was something I was excited for on paper, but if I can't get through just regular game campaigns, I can't even start an MMO.
Yeah, this. I mean, it's massive. It really is, and it's
multiplayer. It's online.
Impressive.
It's all these things.
It's impressive that it's all these things, and it's such a big, colossal game. But I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't go, oh yeah, I was charging around with sword and shield. I just felt it just felt very stale, very, I was getting grind down quite quickly playing it. And I just sat there and I looked at my missus and said, I don't know why I bought this game. It's just like, I was like questioning, why did I buy it? Because it was, Elder Scrolls was written on it, I guess. So yeah, that was one of the most disappointments, but that got traded in to go towards my holiday that I went on, and it was lovely. I rode a horse and I milked a cow.
Yeah. Why play Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls when you could live it?
I lived it. Yeah, I rode a Shire horse, one of the biggest horses I've ever seen in my life. It was 7 foot tall, and I felt like I was a Nord warrior. It was great. Excellent. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, they're the games we've been playing really, and I don't know if there's any news that's unfolded in the last few days, other than if you was a member of PS Plus from the beginning, you're going to get posted some kind of reward. So if you've been with PS Plus since the very beginning, you're going to get something posted to you from Sony. Could be a voucher, could be a thank you gift card, I don't know. More PS Plus.
Could just be a piece of paper that says screw Xbox.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. That's all the time we have for DeadCast, I think, Chris. It's been nice catching up. It's been nice chatting about games.
It's been nice to be back.
It is, and hopefully
we'll have to do one again soon.
It won't be another month and a half or whatever to do another DeadCast. We'll try and be more coherent, or get one sorted out with cats. All about schedules, isn't it, Chris? All about schedules.
Oh yeah.
But now we're going to play some games, or maybe watch Ghost Adventures. Do you fancy doing that, Chris? That's always fun.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Watch our favourite douchebag, Zach Baggins.
Yay!
Anyway, as always, thanks for listening to me, SharnOfTheDEAD, and my best buddy, ChrisSumner. This is the DeadCast, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!